Yeah, so this is our virtual pharmaceutical manufacturing facility. We'll see some familiar pain points that you might see in other industrial settings, such as high operator turnover or just a lack of in-depth knowledge from our operators to begin with. And when this happens, we have to expect machines to go down, and that means that we're acting a little bit reactive when this happens, and that leads to a lot of unplanned effort and unplanned downtime, costing us, as we just mentioned, somewhere between $250,000 to several millions of dollars an hour. So right in front of you, we have this pick and place robot, which essentially is going through and placing pill bottles from one conveyor belt to another. We're limited to space, so it's one pad to the other right now. And right behind you, we have this virtual facility where there's multiple conveyor belts running in the background. So we're able to utilize some of the process data here and some of the virtual information as well behind us to make correct decisions and precise decisions. But I just want to ask you guys real quick, what do you think would happen to this robot? Do you think it's going to work flawlessly for the next, I don't know, maybe even week or two, or do you think it's probably going to go down?
I would hope it would work forever, but that's just not the fact of the matter. It's never going to fully work forever. Oh, would you look at that?
Look at that, yeah. Just as I was saying that, we actually have some errors occurring. We had the robot drop the pill bottle. My interface here is lighting up with 5 errors, multiple different colors, multiple different criticalities. There's a warning, critical alarm. I don't really know what to do right now. It's saying that there's a robot fault. There's a gripper fault. There's a bunch of different things.
You didn't call it sick, did it?
No, no, not at all. There's a bunch of different things that could be going on. In fact, some of the conveyor belts theoretically could have been going at different speeds. Maybe some of the pill bottles were a little bit too heavy, or the gripper simply didn't have enough power going into it. I don't know. Brandon, if you're, let's say you are a maintenance technician who's pretty new here and you're trying to figure out how to solve this, how would you go about that? What's your first reaction?
Well, typically what I would maybe think about doing is reaching out to some of the more experienced operators, the ones that do have that high in-depth operational knowledge. But if they're not on the job and they can't help me out today, then I might spend hours and hours, maybe even days, trying to get this line back online. And like we talked about earlier, plant profitability is being impacted by the second. So we need to get this line back up on time, and it would probably take me a while to actually go through and diagnose what is going on.
Exactly. And even if you're an experienced operator, you still don't really know which fault to start on here, which problem is the main problem occurring. So I actually want to introduce you to where Siemens is able to bridge that gap and help you utilize some tools that we have, Insights Hub. This is where our operators are actually able to utilize AI, very base level language where you can communicate it no matter who you are, whether you're an intern, an engineering intern at a company, a super experienced technician, or even the CEO of a company. I don't see why a CEO would be dealing with maintenance, but if it were to happen, you would be able to do it. So here I'm gonna have Brandon type in this and you can kind of walk us through it a little bit.
Yeah, so I know something happened with the gripper, right? So I know that maybe there's an issue with the gripper fault variable that I know is within the PLC. So I prompted the chat bot by asking, hey, is there anything correlating with the gripper fault variable? It's going to go back and look at some of this historical time series data and compare and contrast what's happened in the past and tell us maybe what's going on now. So I can go in and actually look at the variable that's being affected to perform that diagnosis. And look at that. We were able to get the line back up online. Our pill bottle is moving once again, and we are effectively moving that medicine.